Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. And my guest for today, she is a nutrition consultant, a fitness professional for the millennium. She herself lost 27 kgs, and that's why she knows how painstaking this fat loss journey can be. And we are going to have a very insightful discussion with her today. So stay tuned and please welcome Kali Jalan Bhaniramka. Hi Kali.
Hi Anisha, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Perfect, absolutely fine. Great.
Yeah, Kali. So I'm really excited for the conversation today because our discussion is going to be on a very important and interesting topic. So, Kali, I would really like you to tell everyone about the topic that we are going to discuss today.
All right. So today we'll be talking about calorie deficit. In simple words, calorie deficit can simply be defined as maintaining a negative calorie balance. So what is this calorie? Everything that we do, we whether we eat, we read, we talk, we walk, whatever, for even the most basic thing in life, our body needs energy. And this energy comes from a calorie. Calorie is nothing but a unit of energy. So a deficit is basically trying to maintain a negative balance, that is, burning more number of calories through physical activity or a number of things than what we consume through our food.
Right, perfectly explained, Kali. So before coming to the topic directly, we'll just discuss about why this topic even comes into picture, right? So as you know that today people are so concerned about weight loss. So they feel very happy with
Right.
standing on the weighing scale and they see the number reducing. Do you think, Ali, that weight loss or checking your weight is a correct way to see how physically fit you are or how physically healthy you are?
Well, first of all, I'd like to correct you there that if somebody is looking to be healthier and happier in life, what
Yeah.
they need to focus on is actually fat loss. Weight loss and fat loss are two different concepts. Weight loss can be a result of multiple things that are taking inside your body. It could be a result of your loss of muscles or reduction in the water weight or even the depletion of bone density. So if you're happy seeing the numbers on the scale go down, it can actually be alarming. Like, stop right away. Focusing on fat loss should be given a priority because weight is losing weight simply is not the healthiest approach to staying fit. But if you lose fat, that is where you're ascending up the ladder of your health.
Okay, so you mean that people should rather focus on inch loss than focusing on the weight loss. Right,
Absolutely.
right, because weight, as you said, depends on a number of factors, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. So, Kali, let's just come to our topic, the main focus of today. So, that is calorie counting. So as you have explained in the introduction, that calorie deficit or calorie counting is actually seeing that you are burning more calories than you are taking, right? So,
Right.
doesn't it sound scientifically correct only? Because if we are burning the calories more than we are taking, so it should have we should get the results. But here the thing is, like, if there's a group of people, right, and here same number of calories they are taking, but still the results differ. So why does that happen? What are your comments on that?
See, I believe that the most common mistake that people with little or maybe no knowledge at all are making is trying to create a deficit. Simply by burning more number of calories or eating less,
Yeah.
weight loss is not possible. If calorie is, and one more thing, like you said, that is it a correct scientific measure? There, I would like to make a comment that calorie is a unit of energy. It is not a nutrition defining term. So we can say that it is mathematically correct, but science itself is based on probabilities. So calorie deficit being a perfect scientific measure of your fitness is certainly not true, and all calories are not even created equal. Like you just asked, that why do people consuming the same number of calories tend to show different results?
Right.
See, the calorie is actually dependent on the food source it comes from. There can be two categories. One food category can be dense in calories, whereas the other category could be nutrient dense, like nuts, whole grains, full fat milk, bananas. All these are examples of food that are very high in calories. But you must have often heard that these foods are all very healthy for us.
Yeah.
So I think I'll make it simpler by giving you an example from both the food groups, like a basic example. If you take an example of a cookie which has 100 calories,
Yeah.
having a 100-calorie cookie, when you eat it, it gets digested really quickly.
Yeah.
And what does it do to our body? It spikes up our blood sugar levels.
Right.
When this risen sugar levels falls down, our body tends to crave more sugar as an energy pick me up. So we tend to consume more food. Also, the calories in the cookies are more or less empty calories. It is made up of sugar, processed flour, and all the ingredients which are not doing any good to our body. Whereas, on the same hand, if you take an example of a banana might have the same number of calories or even more, but it also has potassium and it adds a lot of fiber content. The nutrition that we get from banana, it is important for our cellular development.
Right.
So even though the banana has more number of calories than the cookie, it is definitely more nutritious than the cookie. So here, if you eat something which is higher on calorie count, it is actually more beneficial for you. So simply by eating less, you will not be able to do justice to your body. Eating less is not going to make you thin at all whatsoever.
Okay, so you mean even if it works for a group of people, still it is not the right approach. Still, because
Right.
yeah, as you said that even if eating lesser calories, it is showing results on our body, but we end up eating
Hmm.
food which is not healthy, right? That's what you
Right.
yeah, and I think that's wonderfully explained with the example. It will be really, simple for the people to understand, and they'll understand it better with this example as well. So
Right.
yeah, so we discussed about how right or accurate this calorie counting approach can. So, but now I just want to know that how bad it can be for our health. So, if we are restricting calories, can it have some harmful impact on our body?
See, calorie restriction, if not watched carefully, if not scrutinized, it can be extremely alarming. Why? Because when you are restricting calories, you are also restricting the energy source to your brain. And when that happens, a very primitive and a protective mechanism starts to kick in. What happens? Our brain perceives it as a physiological threat. And when that happens, our body gets alarmed. Our brain starts to perceive that it is getting lesser number of calories, and thus in turn it slows down our metabolic rate, and then we start to burn fewer calories. So
Uh,
even when we are eating less while thinking that it is going to curb down our hunger, or it is going to, creating a deficit is going to work in our way, actually the opposite mechanism starts to happen. And this not only causes a disharmony to your health, your mental health, because obviously if you're depriving yourself of food, then your hormones work in a very negative way, and they make you they you know they cause a very they increase a lot of stress. If you're not eating properly, you will notice that you are annoyed. You don't have the energy to even wake up and move a mile. So not just it's causing disharmony to your brain, but also it's causing the shrinking of your muscles. And when this happens, this can actually be seriously hazardous. Why? Because it will cause loss of stamina, weakness. Initially, it starts with this, but later on, it can cause serious health hazards like heart diseases or even dementia. Neurological problem these days, it has become a big threat. So,
okay.
where does the root cause of the problem lie? It lies in the nutrition. Depriving your body, your mind, your brain of the right nutrition is actually becoming the major leading cause of the death these days.
Okay. Well, after knowing about all this, I think just blindly following this calorie counting approach without considering the nutrients, that should be a big no-no, right?
Of course. Also, calorie counting, like a few minutes ago, we spoke about the accuracy of calorie counting.
Yeah.
It is important to know that whatever calorie counting apps we use, like there are free apps one can download from the net, and you simply put in the food you eat throughout the day, and it gives you the number of calories that you have consumed. These all these principles are based on probability. None of these will give you an exact measure of calories, like the food groups that these calories are coming from. Also, it works absolutely different with different people. So a blanket approach, like everybody using the same approach to do the same, will not work for all. Each body is created different. Like whatever, like calorie counting also depends on the quantity of food you eat, type of food you eat, and the individual metabolism of a person, and also the organisms living inside the individual gut of the person. So if we think that simply the calorie counting blanket approach, one approach working for all, it's absolutely not going to work for any of us.
Okay, so Kali, are there any other healthier approaches, any healthier alternatives to calorie counting? Because of course people want to transform their bodies, and it's healthy also that you should go for fat loss, right? So what are some healthier approaches?
Right. See, rather than focusing on the quantitative aspect of calories, we should focus on the qualitative aspect. Calorie counting is why you lose weight, but lifestyle change is how you lose weight. Simply by bringing about little changes in your lifestyle, you can achieve all your fitness goals. Like when we were children, we never had to deal with any of these problems like hormonal issues or PCOS or any such problems. But as adults, we are trying to eat all the supplements available in the market. We are trying to starve ourselves for losing weight. But why is it not working for us? We just let's simply take an example of a child. When a child overeats, or if a child is not eating right, what do you deprive them of food? Do you stop feeding them? No, we don't. We just simply give them food we would otherwise give. So we first of all, we need to stop starving ourselves. We eating less is definitely not eating right. The first and the foremost solution to losing weight with a healthier mindset is having regular meals.
Okay.
It is really important to eat your meals timely and at regular intervals. Just a moment.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Oh, just like I was, next thing we'll be talking about is water itself.
Yeah.
The second most important point is having plenty of water. All of us know that 50 to 70% of our body is made up of water. So, maintaining an equilibrium of water inside our body will only result in our digestive system functioning properly, and thus, like later with time, it will help us achieve our weight loss goals. Another most important point is staying physically active throughout the day. What people tend to do is they will go for a morning run and they'll spend an hour at the gym. But apart from that, we'll be glued to our computer screens or simply at our office desks. This is absolutely a big no no. If you want your metabolism to function healthily, and if you want to lose your fat, if you want to manage a healthy weight, without being worried about spending hours at gym, it is most important to stay active throughout the day.
Okay.
Another important point is getting plenty of fiber. When we talk about the eating trends over the past 2 decades, the consumption of carbs and fat have clearly overtaken the consumption of protein and good fats in our diet. So it is extremely important to prioritize fiber. Fiber is extremely necessary for our gut to function well. And only with a healthy gut, we can have a healthy heart and a healthy mind and a healthy body. Apart from this, coming next is one of the most crucial point I would say is portion control. Because see, talking logically, it is not practical for you to eat healthy throughout the day, 7 days a week, 30 days a month.
Right.
It is not possible. You need a break, right?
Right.
Cheat meals are important.
Yeah.
So, planning your portion sizes and controlling how much you eat. See, this is where the quantitative aspect of food should be considered.
Yeah.
When we were talking about calorie deficit, there we were prioritizing the quality. But
Mm.
when we talk about the portion sizes, the quantitative aspect of food kicks in here. If you're eating whatever food, like what is your favorite food? Like, what is your favorite junk food? What's that one food you can't do without?
Okay, I would say chole bhature.
All right.
Yeah.
So, see, the trick is you don't have to quit eating your bhaturas. What
Yeah.
you can do is when you're planning to have a meal of chola bhatura, then you can have you can have one or two bhaturas maybe with a plate full of salad, and you can eat cholas. And rather than eating it outside, you can try to prepare it at home. Outside, the food is the same oil is being used again and again, and it's getting processed, and it's ripping off the food of all its nutrition value. So if you have just one or two bhaturas rather than hogging on to five or six, you will definitely not gain any unhealthy fat just by eating it once in a while. So planning ahead, keeping your portion size in control, you can indulge in your favorite food, like favorite food, whatever cravings you have. You can indulge in your cravings without getting without having to worry about putting on a lot of weight. Then after talking about portion sizes, it is really important to read your food labels and understand them. Every now and then you will find yourself in a grocery store shopping for the basic grocery of the house.
Yeah.
So it is really important to understand your food labels and make your purchase accordingly. You must have often heard people say कि white rice, brown rice दोनों में तो same number of calories है, तो मैं brown rice क्यों खाऊं? Why should I not have rather have white rice, right? So, but what's the difference here? White rice is healthy, even brown rice is healthy. Or on that note, for like if we compare, even having rice or having a piece of chapati, both of it will give you similar number of calories. But again, what is it exactly made up of? What does it comprise? Brown rice has a very low glycemic index. Food with higher glycemic index lead to cardiovascular diseases in long run.
Yeah.
So people with existing health conditions should have food with lower glycemic index. So this is where the food label comes in the picture. Understanding your food labels is extremely important. Then one really important aspect if you are trying to have a healthy life is you need to have a check on your alcohol consumption.
Okay.
Some science also believe that alcohol is also one of the macronutrient. Not many people know about this, but since the chemical composition of alcohol is somewhat similar to the chemical composition of our other macronutrients, some of the scientists try to categorize it in a macronutrient group. However, it adds no nutritive value whatsoever at all to our diet. Having alcohol once in a while is absolutely fine. If you are having it in moderation, if you are consuming it once in a while, it's okay. But consumption of alcohol on a weekly basis or on a regular basis is something which will not only cause you weight problems, but also it's going to harm your body in a lot many other ways. Like it's going to damage your kidney functions, liver functions, a lot of things. So keeping a check on your alcohol is one healthier alternative. And one of the but like the last thing is, like, summing it all, you need to plan ahead of time.
Yeah.
See, healthy lifestyle is not a come and go thing. It
Hmm.
is a process. It is a continuing process. You need to inculcate that lifestyle change. So without planning it ahead of time, taking a practical action won't be it won't happen. So if you want this, like if you want to have a healthy lifestyle, if you want to achieve holistic wellness, it is absolutely necessary that you plan ahead of time. before heading out to a party or before the festivals kick in. It is necessary to plan what I'll be going to do, how am I going to navigate through all the unhealthy food that'll be there, and what will I do to maintain a healthy calorie balance, not just a calorie deficit, what we began with. So doing all this, it will not just improve your physical health, but it will also enhance your mental wellness. And I believe you've already spoken about mental wellness in number of your videos.
Yeah.
So only one, sorry,
Yeah.
when a person is able to fulfill their mental, physical, and all their other goals, that is the only approach to gaining holistic fitness. That just one thing, like one lifestyle change, can bring wonders. Instead of overcomplicating things like maintaining a deficit, maintaining a negative calorie balance, instead of focusing on all these things, complexities, we need to make simple changes like we just spoke about. These simple changes are going to make you fit and help you lose all your fat without making you lose the weight in the wrong way.
Well, that was very insightful, Kali. And I loved the way how you explained each and every approach in a simplified way, plus in details, plus giving so many examples. And you even connected this to mental health as well. So that is really going to help a lot of people. And I know this discussion is will be very helpful for a lot of people out there. So, yes, Kali, with that, I think we can end our discussion. And thank you so much for joining
Right.
today and sharing
Thank you.
all
Thank you for
your
having me.
opinions. Yeah.